September 12th, 1897. The rugged mountains of the northwest frontier province, today's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan. Between two British outposts, Fort Gulistan and Fort Lockhart, stood a small signalling post called Saragarhi. It was manned by just 21 Sikh soldiers of the 36th Sikh Regiment of the British Indian Army, under the command of Lieutenant Colonel John Horton. Their duty was simple but critical. Maintain communication between the forts using a heliograph, a mirror device that flashed coded light across the barren hills. At sunrise, they saw movement in the distance, clouds of dust. Moments later, the threat became clear. Over 10,000 Afghan tribesmen from the Orakzai and Afridi clans, advancing fast. Their mission was to overrun the forts and sever British control of the frontier. Inside the outpost, Havildar Ishar Singh, the commanding officer, gathered his men. They were outnumbered nearly 500 to 1. No reinforcements were coming, but retreat was not an option. Ishar Singh's words were simple: "We will fight to the end." At 9 a.m. the first assault began. The Afghan forces surrounded the stone walls, firing rifles and shouting war cries. The Sikhs returned fire with Lee Metford rifles, each shot precise and deliberate. For nearly 7 hours, the defenders held their ground, relaying updates to Fort Lockhart via heliograph. Those last messages, preserved in British military records, read, "Enemy is close to the walls. We are under heavy fire. We are going to die fighting." By 3 p.m., the walls were breached. The last of the Sikh soldiers fell back inside. When the ammunition ran out, they drew their swords and fought hand to hand. Havildar Ishar Singh, gravely wounded, led one final charge, shouting the Sikh war cry, "Jo Bole so Nihal, Sri Akal." Blessed is the one who proclaims God's name is truth. When the smoke cleared, all 21 Sikh soldiers were dead. But their stand had inflicted devastating losses. Over 600 Afghan attackers were killed or wounded, according to reports in the London Gazette, 1898. The next day, British troops retook the post. Every Sikh body was found facing outward, weapons still in hand. None had fled. In recognition of their unmatched bravery, all 21 soldiers were posthumously awarded the Indian Order of Merit, the highest military honor available to Indian soldiers, the equivalent of the Victoria Cross. Even their enemies, the Afghan tribesmen, are said to have saluted their courage. Today, September 12th, is remembered as Saragarhi Day by the Sikh Regiment, the Indian Army, and Sikhs around the world, a tribute to valor, sacrifice, and unbreakable faith. 21 men stood against 10,000. They didn't fight for empire. They didn't fight for reward. They fought for honor and for each other. Jo Bole so Nihal, Sri Akal. What other forgotten battle of courage should we tell next? Comment your choice below and subscribe to keep their stories alive. Real heroes never die. They're remembered when we tell their stories.